Hello everybody, welcome to the scriptorium, to the McLuhan Institute TMI Live number 8, Salzburg 71. We are here at the TMI headquarters, also known as the scriptorium, the Gilead Lit Distillery, where I am documenting, inventorying the library of Eric McLuhan, as I have been for several months. And we have something special today, but just now I was doing a couple of books that are pretty interesting. How We Got to Now, 6 Innovations That Made the Modern World by Stephen Johnson. And When Old Technologies Were New, Thinking About Communications in the Late 19th Century. A pair of interesting books that have a lot of notes by Dad in them. Which I'd love to spend some time on. There's some notes in here about the beginning of sampling in the early 1940s, which I didn't realize it started that early. Sampling at a rate of 20,000 bits a second, something like that. Crazy. Anyway, a pair of interesting books. And that's what I'm doing here, is I'm making an inventory of the 6,000 or so books in this library. But today, as I said, we're doing something a bit different. Let me set these aside. And we're going to look at this box here. It says Salzburg 71. Just a quick note at the head. Thanks everybody for all your support in this thing I'm doing here. I'm bringing you along for the ride via YouTube Live in 15-minute or so segments every week, because it's easier than spending a couple hours doing a blog post, which is what I did when I inventoried Marshall's library about 10 years ago. And if you're interested in that process, go to inscriptorium.wordpress.com, and there you can see the entries I did on that library. It's interesting to compare Marshall's library and Eric's library. And there are some things held over from Marshall's effects that are in this library, and this is one of them. This box contains mementos from a trip Marshall undertook, I believe with Corinne, his wife, in August of 1971 to Salzburg, where he was giving a talk. Let's open it up here. The main part of the box is this folder here. You see all kinds of notes on the cover. The occasion was, and if you want to follow along or go back, I've put up some photos on the McLuhan Institute Facebook page and the McLuhan Institute Instagram page, so you can refer to some of these things I'm going to show you. The occasion was the 8th International IMZ Congress, Hearing and Seeing Music in the Technical Media, Salzburg, August 22nd to 28th, 1971. Quite a long conference. I believe this is something, the IMZ Congress, something that's still happening. So when I first found this material a couple years back, I found a contact, nobody I knew personally, and tried to get in touch with somebody to see whether Marshall's presentation might have been recorded or filmed. Because, well, we'll get to that. In any case, the person I was able to get in touch with, I don't know how hard they looked, but I wasn't able to obtain a copy of the recording, if there was a recording. And I imagine it was recorded. I would dearly love to get a copy of Marshall's speech titled Music for Media, Hot and Cool, which took place between 9:30 and 10:30 in the morning, Monday, August 23rd, 1971. So Marshall's speaking style was that he would make some notes, oftentimes on a small piece of paper, the back of an envelope even, bullet points from which he would speak. And Marshall was well into his dialogue style of work and presentation by 1971, where he worked and spoke through dialogue. This is a bit of a not unique, but outlier example, because what we have is we have several drafts of this speech. These smaller papers represent, including notes on the cover here, and I haven't sorted them all out, but these represent sort of the first draft of notes, followed by here, where we have Salzburg at the top, Salzburg A, B, etc., followed by a typescript, which I imagine his secretary typed up, notes with page 1, 2, etc., with handwritten notes on the bottom and interspersed through on the backs of the pages. I'm going to go through them a little bit, but the reason I chose to show you this file is because it's so complete, whereas other files that I have, which I'll show you in a minute, are much less complete. The reason I was hoping to get a recorded version was, will become clear when we start to look at these notes. So here we have September 21st at the top. TV as process demands replay to pattern recognition. Experience and meaning, for example. Rock is the meaning of the city experience. Movie product is not live. Press product is not live. But press mosaic is not a story but a dateline. Not meaning but experience. Mosaic now concerns all the arts and music to provide the meaning, not the experience, in a 360-degree information environment. The new role of music in a 360-degree acoustic information world is not to provide something experience, but meaning of experience, i.e. music now is replay, not performance, but pattern recognition. From Hotel Lacher in Wien, Austria. So he's already overseas writing this stuff. Salzburg, obsolescence as repay, as meaning versus experience, as pattern recognition. If it works, ... it's obsolete. Music as echo, ECHO, logical. 360 degrees simultaneous. It's hard to make out some of this stuff. So he's talking about one of his favorite topics, acoustic space. I posted yesterday, T-Bone Burnett, a really cool American songwriter, was interviewed on the CBC radio program Q yesterday. That's March 4th, 10 a.m. I know the interview's up online, and T-Bone mentioned Marshall McLuhan. His new album is called something the light, acoustic space, and he talked about Marshall McLuhan being a big influence on him. Really looking forward to checking out that album. As an aside, underground art press as decentralized vortex versus vertex. Every language, unique mode of perceiving. Movie good for opera. TV, ? Color TV helps opera. Black and white equals horse opera. I put a picture of this page up on the Instagram if you want to check that out. Balinese, ... There's a saying. I think it's on one of the do-line cards. The pop understanding of ecology, help beautify junkyards, throw something lovely away today. No possession on spaceship. No passengers on spaceship Earth. Only crew. Public as performance. Understanding is not a point of view, but sharing the process of replay. Like the amateur motorist who reads the highway sign, smile, you're on radar. Public as actor. Example of experience for which both Americans and Europeans miss the meaning. American won't tolerate ads in movies or theaters. Americans go out for privacy, not community. American home has no privacy. The car is the ultimate privacy next to traffic jam. Joke is grievance. Hell has no music. ... This is cool right at the bottom here. Mind you, this is 1971. Again, go to the... Oh darn, I've frozen there. What's happened? Can you see me? Uh-oh. Well, the counter is going, but my picture is frozen. I don't know if you can hear or see me. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let me see what I can do here. Hold up a second. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I'll see. You can hear me, Chris? Thank you. But you can't see me? This is the thrill of live internet. Can you guys see me? All right, well, you can hear me. That's good. If there's anybody there, can you see me? All right, let me see what I can do. The image is still. Thank you, Chris. Okay, I'll try and get back. Hold up. Apologies. We'll try and come back. Thank you, Chris. It could be a YouTube issue. Well, maybe I'll just keep going then.